New episode of the Llywarch dynasty. We are now on to our third character, Princess Milian, who is the daughter of Eldred, Alfred's son, and Queen Iseult, the Gentle of Cornwall. She is diligent, just, and gregarious, and also a skilled tactician. She also has 3 children, and she has 4 sisters. Now, currently, if we look towards our council, they all dislike us because of the short reign and the fact that she is a woman. So, on one hand, we can focus on military. On the other hand, perhaps that's not the way to go. Let us have a think about it. Meanwhile, my father is still the King of Wessex, and it seems that the title is most likely going to Prince Petre, the Wolf of Wessex. And this is because, unfortunately, that we are a woman. So they prefer Prince Petre. Nevertheless, I am the heir to the earldom and the petty kingdom of Kent, so the Duchy of Kent. We can also see Jorvik, who once was my captor, which had been this Grand Prince Godfrey of Strong Arm of York. He was the one who captured me. So perhaps we should attack York in their moment of weakness and before our father dies. Is that what her tactics would think about? And also, as we can see here, my sister is refusing to join our court because she'd rather stay with her father. So, all the situation does not bode particularly well. Should I follow my grandfather, who educated me, to start learning about things, or should I focus on majesty or stewardship as my mother had been? Perhaps in this moment of time, she's now new to her reign. She'll start temporarily, perhaps 5 years, studying how to be a good ruler. And I've married off my courtiers and formed a an alliance with my father. Should I join the tournament? No, we're not going to make it in time. And my aunt has just created a faction against me. And she can send an ultimatum at any time. We shall not tolerate that. Will she dare to defy me? It is hard. To be a woman in this day and age. As a strong leader. Why is my sister betrothed to Hungarian prince? No, father. Why do you have arranged that? I cannot offer her guardianship either. Interesting. Bishop Bernardo often quotes passages from scriptures about the holy virtues. I should prove that I have paid attention by quoting a passage of my own, preferably one that complements his personality. Compassion. Of course, the Conjure are superior moral fiber, but now that he does like me more. I'm pregnant. Good. I should develop the capital. Can educate my heir. Let's start on learning, shall we? You can study together with your mother. And I have a son. How about Belly? Belly and Thomas. She has been boosting her army as well. Why is my aunt defying me like this? No, I don't need your help. I love spending time with my friend Matthew, though usually an interpreter is required. Usually the language barrier isn't a problem, but today I seem to have upset my dear friend with something I said. He said something that sounded like a joke and I laughed, as is courtesy, but then he gave me a glare that spoke 1,000 words. I felt that glare pierce my soul, and I could see our friendship, which transcends language, slipping away. What can I do to fix this situation and hold on to this friendship? Okay, I will learn your language. The whole of York could be mine. But what happened to my cousin? Currently, I cannot. Because I have to focus on what's more important, which is my aunt who dares to defy me. I will not be threatened. The might of me and my father. Oh, he cannot join. Nevertheless, we are unafraid. Does she dare? The transmutation of lead to gold has long been the dream of alchemists around the world. Though many have attempted such a feat, nobody is known to have succeeded. Despite this, I have come across some notes written in the margin of books about plants. They claim that one can create golden rain by boiling lead sugar in filtered solution of seaweed ash. Could there be such a thing? Well, if nothing else, it's worth investigating, so I think if a person is diligent as Milian, she doesn't mind learning about it. The first reagent I need to obtain is lead sugar, an ingredient used to sweeten wines. I find a supplier to import what I need, though it would be expensive. Alternatively, I can manufacture my own. By burning metallic lead and dissolving ashes in vinegar. How can I learn if other people do all the work? Of course. How can I learn? Alright. I will learn more languages, and my son will also learn better. Let's learn together. The second reagent I need to obtain is seaweed, a lot of seaweed, 100 drams shredded and then dried. Where can I get such a substantial amount? Okay, I'll try to import it from the coastal towns. We are in coastal towns. At last, I have all the necessary reagents to produce the golden rain. The lead sugar is safely stored in waterproof casks. The cords of dried seaweed are stacked in the furnace, ready to burn. Will this be my magnum opus? After mixing the lead sugar into the solution, it suddenly turned vibrant yellow, at a moment of worry when the mixture became clear after boiling. But once it cooled back down, I saw small golden-colored crystals form in my flask. Upon examination, I can tell these crystals are not true gold, as they are translucent. However, it is possible that this reaction is one of the fabled 12 vital processes needed to create gold. Am I one step closer to transmutation? Wow, she already has a really great aptitude for these things. Let us fully reinforce before we charge. Come on. We're ready for battle. Knights, ready yourselves. You cannot have such mutinous vassals, even if it is my aunt. You've discovered city planning. Wonderful. Mineralism, then. Our knights have performed superiorly, but my aunt has seemed to have purchased some mercenaries. Perhaps we should regroup, or instead we should attack them while they are dispersed. Strategic thinking. Oh no, my aunt! She was disfigured and maimed. Why is she commanding the armies herself? It's so unfortunate that family disputes have come to the situation. My cousin, Brithael. Oh no. My heir has consumption. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by his bedside. Yet he might survive, only God knows. The physician wants to know how my son should be treated. Be cautious? Good. We have managed to win again, although we've suffered from some injuries. Oh, and we even killed Llywarch's husband. We need to end this quickly. My father can indeed assist us. And we see that my aunt's forces no longer dare to attack us anymore. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Llywarch language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Matthew's accent. I'm sure he would be impressed with my results. And of course, French peasants now respect me a great deal more. Send a letter to Matthew. Oh no, why upset? You're such a hard-to-please friend. So, the marriage between my sister and the Grand Prince of Hungary did eventually go through. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stop that. And she's gone really far away. I'll miss her. Well, my sister Etha has so many children. I've captured my aunt's son. Finally, the war is over. My aunt, where is she? In my dungeons. I wish to release her. She has already suffered enough. But unfortunately, it is a matter of justice for me to remove her title. Take the vows, become a monk, renounce claims. No, I don't think she needs to renounce her claims, but rejoin me. There's no need for this unnecessary bloodshed. Rise of the Scots. Though they share common origins with other Anglo-Saxons, the clans living in northern Britain's lowlands have adapted to life in rugged terrain. Diverging culturally and linguistically from their former countrymen, these Scots enthusiastically embraced their new cultural identity. Will we be able to establish our own cultural identity? The identity of the Cornwall people? I wonder. How's my son doing? Fine. Reduce disease symptoms. I can station a men-at-arms regiment. Well, my sister is already pregnant. And my other sister just had another son. Cathniel. Herculean. Good for her. Strong son. It is not time for me to attack York. Although they are already being eaten up by Alba. Well, it was never right. Perhaps revenge is not for me. Oh no. Luna, why did you murder? My knights need more companions. I'm so sorry, Aunt. Let me find you another companion. How about Celine? What's happening? Okay. My children like guardians. Alright, I shall educate you. Perhaps you should learn about the economy. And I shall also have you learn about the economy, my daughters. As a petty queen, I have been obligated to attend a local jousting tournament, but the contestants have been delayed. The tourney won't start for at least another hour. My Aunt Richwara is here as always, being an insufferable lout. Her constant complaining is making everyone even more miserable than normal. Meanwhile, my friend Matthew is sitting under the pavilion, clearly bored halfway to death. Matthew, be my best friend. While my sister is just having so many babies. My son and heir, Thomas, has been impressed by one of the household knights for a very long time. Indeed, hard work will bring him what he wants. Oh, how? I'm pregnant again. Oh no. My other aunt. Captured by York? A holy war. Jesus be praised, my son and heir is recovered from consumption. What a miracle. Our dynasty is known far and wide. That's good. And another daughter. Iseult, after my mother, may you grow strong and wise. Let's take a look at our dynasty tree. My cousin, come join us. Why don't you teach him in the ways of martial? We need more men of arms. My cousin has this young boy, and my sister is of House Brain, and my other sister is now of the Znitrava dynasty. Urban. Every breath the cordiality shown me grows. As I hold the newborn babe in my arms, I'm greeted by more warmth and kindness than ever before. I guess I do have quite an impressive gathering of children. Kindness born from birth. I need much more gold. Some hurl. Why? Leon, why? He was my sister's husband. She needs a new companion. I'm so sorry for what happened to you. How is my father? He's feeling poor. No, I must stay focused. I'm not going to be reclusive. I finally learned the language of Devolver and became best friends with Matthew. Matthew, probably. Prince Petra is growing in power. Perhaps I should negotiate an alliance with him. Strategic thinking coming from Princess Milian. Perhaps I should have my sister also educate my daughter, because my son, he needs educating as well, and I'm the best at martial. And it seems that in my aunt's grief, she has decided to have another child. Wow. Children of my dynasty. A dog. Alright, we shall be open-minded. Now, what shall we focus on now? Shall I go back to my martial routes? Or diplomacy? Or our domain? I always remember my mother counting the coins, and I remember once upon a time that I was captured by the Norsemen in York, and my grandfather didn't have money to ransom me, and I was ransomed by my other grandfather, Alfred. Perhaps we should earn more gold. And then we will be able to have much more resources to buy men-at-arms and to develop our lands. No, it's simply not how you say it. The venerable scholar who invented the word said it would pronounce the way I'm saying it. My sister Essa and I am having a raging debate which shows no signs of abating. My sister, having passed a nearby gibbet, she had remarked on it. Being fluent in a Bythronic language I gently corrected her on her pronunciation, which begins with a hard sound, not a soft one, obviously, and she had the temerity to disagree, and disagree vociferously, no less. I can't believe you're still holding this abhorrent linguistic position, she blurts out, frustrated at my insistence. It is as I say it is. That's the end of it. It's gibbet. I prove it. We'll have to agree to disagree. It's as I say it is. I'm a person of strong sense of justice. I have a strong perception of what is right and what is wrong. He doesn't mind it too much. I caught these two hiding in the pantry. A very irate cook shouts at me, dragging my son and Artica in tow. They stole a whole keg of wine and drank most of it. Now look at them, drunk as lords, both of them. They can barely stand. It's as if my ward has fallen into peer pressure, but at least he and Artica seems to be thick as thieves. Really had a good time, haven't you? You stay away from spirits now on, you hear me? Well, friends are good, and I'm glad that my son is friends with me as well. Oh no, Matthew, what happened? Old age. There's a deep and endless hole in my heart. Matthew was a constant companion and confidant, and to have him ripped from my life feels like a mortal wound from which I would never recover. My hand clamps the note he gave me, the last note he will ever give me, I realize bitterly. I try to read it, but all I can do is move it away from my face, that the precious words contained with it is not washed away by my tears. Though there's a crowd of many mourners around me, I've never felt so alone. Ongoing heartache for 30 years, or I'll never forget this day. I think she'll be strong and move on. She's a very stoic woman. Not stoic woman, but very determined and resolute woman. And yes, indeed, it's been really hard, and I feel so lonely. What a surprise! All my nearest and dearest friends have come together to wish me well. My son and my sister. There are even an entire table laden with saffron cakes, my favorite. The same as my grandfather. I can't believe Kuno went to all the trouble of arranging this in secret. I love you, my son. And no clue of such a thoughtful surprise had been planned at all. Which gift to pick? Biggest one or small one? I'll take the biggest one. Why not? Lucky Cornish coin. Stewardship per stress level. It seems my diplomatic overtures towards Prince Petra has caused a major understanding. I've received a letter, which makes it clear that he thinks I've been pursuing a different goal entirely. I'm your uncle, for God's sake. I did not need to read on from that point. This is all a big misunderstanding. Happily married to my husband. Duke Ludwin of Jülich have announced to the world that he and his vassals have converted to Brazilianism, having been disillusioned with the teaching of Catholic priests. What twisted mockery of our faith is this? I hope it doesn't spread over here. Oh no, my father. Why have you married another woman? I thought you were faithful to my mother. Oh wow. York has really broken up apart. Queen Glenennis, a prominent figure amongst the Fidelists, has gathered every Vadal in the land together to discuss their beliefs and establish an official doctrine for pagan faith. These Fidelist Vidalos have adopted a pragmatic and balanced view of other faiths and have requested the aid of the spirits to help guide the faithful during these turbulent times. The burgeoning movement has decided not to instate a religious head, preferring instead to let each Vidal determine what teachings are appropriate for their own temple. A Crusader or two will put these heathens in their place. I hope my father will not have a child with Gothgefu. It's arbitrary and paranoid. She does not seem like a good woman. How's my sister? See? She should not have married Prince Kosel. He's an adulterer. Father, why, in your late age? Why are you doing this? Oh my lord, I am pregnant again? Hastings' daughter? No, of course not. Alice Carling? Euphemia? Mathilde? Christine von Langenfeld. Moldes? A Carling would be a great match for my son, even though she's a little old. Send the proposal. Bernabé's goodbye. He was not a kind man to my mother. I remember that. Rogue servant. A low scullery maid have been stealing from my household. The woman cowers before me, sniveling about hungry children and the mercy in the name of Saint Joseph. Please, my lady, I'll do anything you ask. You have no children. Imprison her. How dare you? Justice shall prevail. Now we have saved enough money to build a city. What happened? Oh no, I've been overwhelmed with stress. My father, he died of old age. Well, the only respite is he didn't have any children with that woman, but now my uncle is my liege. Blooded blade. Stag antler. Blooded blade. Artifacts. Magnificent chest. My father's dagger. Magnificent spear. I must reclaim. Demand artifact. These are my father's weapons. I'm pregnant. Gosh. Princess Etha? Oh no, my father. My poor father. And perhaps we shall end here. We have been absorbed into Wessex and the passing of our father. And we can see that in the development of the British Isles, we have 3 strong forces: Wessex, Ireland, and Alba. What will happen? In the meantime, in this episode, we have recovered Cornwall because of our mutinous aunt. Our sister married the prince, the ruler of Hungary, and we have had many children. Why is my daughter vengeful? And our son and heir Thomas has recovered from consumption. And I'm still pregnant despite having 5 children already. Alright, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you and have a great day.